Hi, I'm Nathan Vasanthan. I work at University of West London in Ealing. So today I'm going to demonstrate one of my favorite dishes is the fish stew from Sri Lanka. We call them meen sodi in Tamil. Meen means fish, sodi means a sort of gravy or curry. We also call them kiri hodi malu. Kiri hodi means kiri milk, hodi gravy, malu fish. So two different languages. South part of Sri Lanka they call them kiri hodi. North of Sri Lanka we call them meen sodi. You can also use this gravy or the curry if you want to call it without fish in it, like plain as well. So the key ingredients I would like to highlight here. Before we do that, I just wanted to talk to you about the process, cooking process. You will find this process is super simple. There's no frying, there's no loads of preparation, all raw ingredients. The only cooking method we are going to apply here is boiling. That's it. I just wanted to sort of draw a parallel here with the French cuisine where we use court bouillon to cook fish, to poach fish. So in the French cuisine we don't necessarily use the cooking liquor, but the beauty of this dish is the cooking liquor is become the curry. So you are not losing any flavors from it. Okay, so tamarind is a fruit from a tree which can grow hundreds and hundreds of years. So we use tamarind is north of Sri Lanka. In south of Sri Lanka they will use a different fruit to give that acidity. It's quite sour. So that is a very important key ingredient for this recipe. You also have here pandang leaves. We call them in Sri Lankan language or Tamil ramba. Pandang leaf is commonly known in this part of the world. Sliced garlic, julienne of ginger, sliced tomatoes, sliced onions, curry leaves, must have, and obviously Sri Lankan cinnamon sticks. Green chili, you can actually adjust the amount of green chili you put in depending on your flavor profile and preferences. Some people like hot, some people like mild. Fennel seeds and fenugreek seeds. Lastly, you have got the turmeric, ground turmeric. I just wanted to highlight the importance of these fenugreek seeds and what not to do. You should only use a few grains if you are making, let's say, 2 portions. If you put too much, the entire curry become inedible because so sour and pungent. So that's a mistake to avoid. Okay, as I said before, it is going to be a very simple recipe and it's not going to take long. All what we are trying to do here is to add the tamarind pulp in the pot. And adding all the ingredients in one go. As you can see, I am not holding it back. So ramba, got some garlic, ginger, curry leaves you can leave as they are, or if not just break it down into half. And I've seen people removing and throw the stems away, but the stems got loads and loads and loads of flavor. Cinnamon sticks and the shallots. At this stage, I'm going to add the tomatoes. And if you see the pan here, not enough water. So you're going to have to add a little bit more water to bring to the top. Or you can use the second extraction coconut milk. So I'm going to use a coconut milk here. The second extraction, a lot lighter. So I'm going to add that to the mix. So they're just about to cover the vegetables. I'm going to bring this to the boil. What we are looking for here is just so the vegetables are just about cooked. Obviously I have used the tomatoes as they are. As it cooks, the skin peels off If you would like to do this dish in a fine dining environment where you want to make it a little bit more upmarket, there's nothing stop you to peel the tomatoes in advance. But as I said before, I grew up with this kind of curry back home. So we normally consume this curry or eat the curry with quite dry starch-based food, things like string hoppers. It's a steamed rice noodles that we make fresh. You know, I remember my grandparents making while I was a child there, and they make it on the day, and they make this mean sodi or fish stew, because well, I live in an island, so therefore we are not, whichever we go, we are about 2 miles away from the sea. So you get fresh fish. There's no such thing as fridges in my country. So it's all come from the sea, we eat on the day. If any leftover, we will salt it and dry it, because we also have the facility or privilege sun every single day of the year. So as you can see, already the smell coming really, really nice. So I'm going to add some salt. You may think at this stage it's a very simple dish, some ingredients sort of boil together, but by the time you finish this dish with the coconut and the fish, you will go like, wow, very simple but very, very effective. I'm going to add the turmeric now. Again, be careful with turmeric. If you put too much, it makes the dish bitter. Has to be subtle. I will add a little bit more coconut milk before I finish off with the coconut cream or the first extraction coconut milk, and then I will add the fish. Before I add the fish, I would like to taste and adjust the seasoning. Need more salt. So the acidity comes from tamarind at this stage. If you would like more acidity there, you can always put a little bit of lime juice on top when you finish it. I'm going to do another quick taste. A different spoon, by the way. I think I will do a little bit more of salt, because I am going to add the more cream and fish as well, so it needs to be a little bit on the high side. Look, it took me what, 3 minutes maybe, and that dish, another couple of minutes, your dish is done. So I'm going to add the cream now, the first extraction milk. And then I'm going to add the fish here. I'm using cod, but obviously Sri Lanka being in a warm, warm part of the world, we have got warm water fish. Warm water fish tend to be a lot, how would I say, firmer than the fish that we find, the cold water fish. So they kind of tolerate the cooking a little bit more than the delicate fish like cod and halibut and haddock. So at this stage, all what I'm doing now, think about, as I said before, court bouillon, the French technique. So you just gently bring the entire things to the boil. This gravy is very, very light. The reason being, you're going to be serving that with something quite dry, like noodles and like dumplings like puttu. Puttu is a steamed crumble, rice crumble that you steam in bamboo tubes, and they're so good with the coconut, grated coconut in there as well. So it goes hand in hand. Don't forget, Sri Lanka, to start to finish, was about 400 miles long. We have coconut from the top to the bottom. So everywhere you go, you can find coconut. So yeah, the coconut is part of our daily life. When I was growing up, we have coconut trees in our garden. So one thing that we've always been told as kids, don't stand under there because the coconut shells can fall on your head and damage or hurt you. So yeah, that's how I remember well. Okay, so it's nearly done. I'm just checking the doneness of the fish to make sure that's fully cooked. I'm not trying to overboil it because I don't want to damage the fish. I don't want the pieces intact. Obviously, what are the presentation that I'm going to do now is going to be very basic, but if you want to make it a little bit more upmarket presentation, obviously you can pass the sauce, you can cook the fish separately, steam separately, and then put on the plate and finish with the sauce. Then you can use your imagination to actually how you present it. But I am determined to sort of demonstrate the typical way how we do this. Okay. I think the fish need another minute, I think. And also for the last time, I'm going to have a quick taste. Nice and spicy. Do with a little bit more coconut. Because being a Sri Lankan dish, if you don't put enough coconut, that's not good. That looks perfect. So, I'm ready to plate now. Thank you very much. So essentially, I'm going to take a piece of fish. Okay. And then I'm going to use a ladle to add more gravy. As you can see, it's quite light. You'll be surprised. We don't attempt to thicken or anything like that. It has to be quite runny. So here you have it, Sri Lankan style fish stew, and bon appetit.